Yeah, I do remember this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
mold
this
and
is the
mushrooms, and yeah.
So we had the kitchen professionally cleaned a couple of times, and it got to the point that we basically quarantined the kitchen off, and we had coolers with the food in it, because the coolers were safer than anything else that they had in there.
Damn.
They had open containers in the walk-in. There were golf ball sized mold spores hanging from the ceiling, and the chef was wearing a jacket. And the next time you guys watch this episode, I want you to pay attention to two very, very important things. One is the chef's jacket.
All right.
Okay. Because in one scene, he's wearing the jacket. The next scene, he's not wearing the jacket. And the reason why is because I take such a pride in my jacket that if you're going to call yourself a chef, then you better act like a chef.
Yeah.
Don't just wear the jacket and pretend like you can be one. And don't tell me how wonderful you are and how many awards you've won and you have all these initials after your name, because guess what? I really don't care. Doesn't mean anything to me. What means to me is that you cook, you run a clean kitchen, and you're profitable and you're very professional at what you do. So this guy proceeds to tell me what a great chef he is in the whole 9 yards. And I looked at him. I said, take the jacket off, dude. You're not wearing the jacket anymore. I will not allow you to wear the jacket. So he kept kind of arguing with me, and I had a container. I had a 6-pan. If you work in a restaurant, you know what a 6-pan is.
Yeah.
I had a 6-pan of salsa in my hand, and it was a homemade salsa that was bubbling from all the bacteria growth on the inside of it. And I said, then eat the salsa. And he said, I'm not eating the salsa. I can see that it's bad. I said, then take the jacket off. He said, I'm not taking my jacket off. So the next scene you see him, he's in a green T-shirt because he was now wearing an entire 6-pan of salsa all
on
over
his jacket,
in front of
right?
him. And they wouldn't air that shot. So
Hell yeah, dude. You know what? That's why you are where you are. Well, not why you are where you are, but that solidifies it, dude. You know what I mean? That's great, man. I love that. I really do. That's phenomenal. I am gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go back on YouTube or somewhere and find that episode.
Yeah, dude, it was an awesome episode. I mean, I can tell you about. You name an episode that I was in, I'll tell you something fun about every single one of them, dude. Right? Whether it be a drunk waitress that we all went out with, or bartenders doing somersaults in our hotel lobby. We've had some. You got to realize we traveled with 40 guys on the road, 40 men and women.
Well,
on rescue. So
the best waitress was.
Pops wants to know who your favorite waitress was.
Oh my God! On the show or in my life?
In your life, I guess.
Hey, give us one of each.
One of each, he says.
You know, my favorite waitress ever. Wow, man, that's a tough one. Okay, so my favorite waitress on the show would have to be one of the girls from. Man, that's a really tough one, dude.
They're all good, right?
No, you know why? Because there weren't that many that were good. so I hate to kind of, I hate to pick one just because.
Yeah.
Let me think. So let me go in real life. So I think my probably one of my favorite waitresses. Okay, I know my favorite waitress is my sister.
There you go. Good
My
answer.
sister is one of the greatest waitresses that I've ever worked with. I had a tiny little 15-table BYO in Northeast Philadelphia in a horrible area, and her and my ex-wife waited tables there. And they both made a shit ton of money because of the fact that they genuinely cared, and also because of the fact that they were educated about what they were doing.
Yeah, that's a great answer, man.
Hey, tell them I'll accept this cop out and I'll talk to him in person.
Pop says...
Okay, let me think. You know what? I'm going to give you one of my favorite waitresses. One of my favorite waitresses was the unbelievably smoking hot Russian girl who was in the billiard place that we did in Denver with Ami when Ami called me a fat boy. She was one of my favorite waitresses because, one, she was absolutely brilliant. She was she was going to medical school.
Nice.
She was smoking hot, that Eastern European, that beautiful dark hair, that great accent, and just a great ass.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, it totally does when they're leaving and coming and going. Yeah, it's all good.
What if I was to tell you that we have a special guest that just showed up in the studio and his name's Joe Love?
Yeah, great. Joe Love actually was Joe Love was a really good friend of mine, and I heard that when I heard that this morning, I actually kind of freaked out because I didn't want anybody to take offense to what I had said.
I understand.
Okay,
that.
there was no offense made.
No, it was cool.
I wasn't okay, but it really bothered me to the fact that I hate to tell you, but I pulled the episode.
Did you really?
Yeah, I pulled that today because I really didn't. Well, because that's not the way that I am. I am I'm a really, really good dude. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Look, I'm tough in business, and I drive a hard bargain when it comes to negotiating on things, and I'm tough with my employees. But I'm a really caring guy, and that bothered me because of the fact that one, our editor got that really late. Yeah. And unfortunately, it was missed. It wasn't his fault. I never should have said something like that. But it wasn't meant. I hope nobody took it as a derogatory thing.
Absolutely not. No.
Joe Love is a. I hope he's still out there and rocking and rolling because he's a rock star, dude. Yeah. He was the coolest guy. He was like probably 19 or 20 years old. Really good looking guy, dressed really well, and man, he could talk to the ladies. And I loved working with him. No. And then the girl that I had gotten fired over is one of my dear friends. Yeah. And her name's Karen, and she's a beautiful, beautiful woman who I've been lucky enough to go out with and have fun with and drink with and sit in dive bars and throw shots back and play darts and pool. So that was a 2-minute segment that I was not happy about, just so you guys know.
Understandable. Although, that being said, I listened to it in its entirety, and I thought, A, it was hilarious, and B, it was innocent. But I can understand your point of view and why you'd want to pull it. Makes perfect sense.
In this, and here's the thing to say. And Russell and I really went back and forth on this. This was something because I called him last night at about 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Dude, we've got to pull this," because I'm not. I could see how somebody could take it as possibly being racist or something. Yeah. And that was not it at all. And I just didn't want. But the big thing for me wasn't even what was said. It was the fact that I used both of their full names, and that's not fair to them.
Exactly. So I apologize for saying his name. I didn't know you pulled it.
Dude, rock and roll. No, his name is not actually Joe Love. Okay. That was his nickname. We called him Joe Love because Joe got more loving than any man I've ever met. He was like Tom Jones. He was like Tom Jones with a tan, man.
Nice.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. That really is. All right. Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure talking to you. We're running up on a hard break here in a minute, and we're going to start the third hour. If you want to stick around and listen, we're on Mixlr.com. We're going to have a band in here in a few minutes. Well, about 20 minutes.
I know, I heard. That's awesome.
These guys are hilarious. These kids, man, I'll tell you what, they're awesome.
It's going to be a crazy...
Hey, where are you guys located?
We're in Newport Richey, Florida, just north of Tampa.
Okay. So you guys know I'm opening a restaurant down in Tampa.
No, I did not know that. No.
Yeah, my clients were opening a spot down there. I can't tell you too much about it right now. But number two of my most favorite radio people in the world are in Tampa. Which is Kathy Suswitz and Monica. I can't remember Monica's last name, but it's Bills fan Monica and Kathy Suswitz on Twitter, and I'll connect you guys.
That would be awesome.
Awesome girls, and my other buddy Jack Stifel lives down there, who's from Mixed Radio. I have a boatload of friends down in Tampa, man, and I got my last 2 tattoos down in Tampa in Ybor City.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah. Well, welcome to Tampa, brother. That's
man,
awesome.
I don't play games, dude. I have fun.
You should, man. That's so cool.
Tampa's a big test market.
So when I'm down there, I will totally make sure that you guys know when the opening is.
That'd be great.
Just keep in touch with me through Twitter and Facebook or whatever it is, and I've got a really good kind of conglomerate of people that I go down there and hang out with, and I love Tampa. I'm a huge fan of it. So.
Yeah, we are too. Yeah. Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for calling in. And, Jocelyn was really nice to me. Kudos to her. Keep her around, man. She is awesome, No,
I'm hoping she keeps me around.
Right on.
So,
and Road Rash podcast, if anybody's out there listening to us, definitely check out Chef Brian Duffy's podcast with Russell Davis. And that is an amazing podcast. It's new. It's fresh. These guys, travel the country. It's amazing to listen to it. The world, yeah.
We're worldly, dude. We're worldly. Dude, I'm leaving for the Middle East in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Dude.
Ooh, I'm sorry, man.
No, don't be sorry. Just change the world.
I'm going to a military base, brother. I don't play games.
All right, cool, good.
Well, be safe out there, Brian. Seriously.
I will, man.
Thank you for calling in, and listen to the Stillhouse Shakers in a few minutes, man. Thanks for calling. We really appreciate it. All right,
have a good
night.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
talking
man.
to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you, bro. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Brian Duffy, everybody. There you go.
Make you drool just like pasta fasul, that's amore.